Hey beautiful! So in today's video, I really just wanted to sit down and chat with you a bit about my conscious parenting journey. I will say it looks very different trying to consciously parent one child versus two children. And so I thought I'd sit down and just share some of the tips and some of the things that I have been learning and integrating and embodying on this path to consciously parenting two, coming up. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Nicole. I'm a mommy to two beautiful kids. I'm a conscious parenting coach as well as a pediatric occupational therapist. This channel is geared to just help make motherhood and parenthood, I see you dads, easier on you. So if that sounds like something you're into, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button below. All right guys, let's chat. I get so many emails and comments from you guys about how much the message of intentional parenting or conscious parenting resonates with you and how you want to integrate these principles and begin to embody what it means to consciously parent for you. So for those of you who are new to the concept of conscious parenting or intentional parenting, I kind of just like to simplify it in terms of thinking of it like you are parenting yourself before you're parenting your child. This means strengthening our emotional intelligence, recognizing triggers, things that might set us off onto unconscious behaviors or unconscious patterns before we then parent our kiddos, right? Because oftentimes we can project a lot of our own inner wounds, unhealed traumas, and so forth on our kiddos unconsciously. So it's doing this work to become really aware of where we are at and then showing up for our kiddos in a more aligned place. And really for me, this is a practice. I like to think of it as like yoga, right? There's no destination. You are just constantly working on strengthening these muscles and showing up consistently so that you are stronger and it's easier for you to engage in this practice. And this is something I felt I was starting to really get a hold of parenting one kiddo. I feel like my muscles were strong. It was easy for me to get back into alignment whenever I found myself out of alignment or acting from a place that I would consider unconscious or out of alignment. And then we had our second daughter, and it really is like starting all over again and relearning how to navigate and even finding deeper layers within yourself. When you think you know yourself so well, you know, you enter a new situation or there's a new dynamic that enters your life, and then you find a whole nother dimension of either unhealed traumas, wounds, whatever it is that you've got to go in and clear out. So that's why I say it's a practice, right? Because we're never done growing and we're never done evolving. And last night we had one of those nights where Naya was exhausted and she was overly tired and it was really difficult to put her down. We were in the middle of bedtime. Kai had his needs and Mike and I were also exhausted too. And so as you might imagine, everyone was not at their best. Everyone's stressed out. Mike's trying to put Naya down and him and I, we had like friction in our communication. The vibe and the energy was off and kids are very highly attuned to this. And so Kai totally turned into Mr. Empath and you know, he's coming up and trying to make sure everybody is okay, which is so sweet. Also not his job. And we had to have time to diffuse. And I recognized that I was really being triggered in this moment because while Naya was screaming and we were trying to get her to go to sleep, I had this inner pull to fix it that I couldn't handle. I couldn't hold space for her crying and discomfort while also trying to manage my own emotions and my needs while also showing up for Kai, our oldest son, his needs and his emotional process, right? It was too much for me in that moment. And I literally felt like crying. I had tears rolling down my face and I felt so pushed to my limits at that moment. But the beautiful thing about being in the conscious parenting space and practicing this is just having the awareness in that moment that you are being pushed to your limits. Because unconsciously, if we're operating from a place of unconsciousness, right, or we're out of alignment, it's like, I can't handle this at all and I need to fix it, or I need to protect myself from these hurt emotions and feelings and this discomfort at all cost, even if that means I'm hurting other people, right? But if we can pan out and we tap into that consciousness and can align with our bigger vision for a moment and notice, wow, I'm feeling strong emotions, then there's this higher version of ourselves that also reminds us we will always be okay. That this is a moment and that this is energy that we are absorbing and putting out, right? And it's okay to feel these emotions. In fact, it's better to feel these emotions, right? We need to process this in order for it to move through us. If we're holding on to it or if we're trying to suppress it, that is when problems arise. That is when our kids subconsciously learn that it's not okay to have big emotions and that they too need to suppress it. It's not okay to display it. It's not okay to talk about it. It's not okay to feel it. And that's the exact opposite that we're looking for in this intentional parenting or conscious parenting space. So I took a breath. I acknowledged that I was severely overwhelmed, and I let Kai see me overwhelmed. And we talked. We initiated a conscious conversation where he asked me, "Are you okay?" And I told him, "Mommy is so tired right now, and she's having a really hard time because Naya's tired, and we have a lot of things we need to do before we get to bed. But it's okay. Mommy will feel better. She's having a moment." And that gave Kai permission to just be and to be okay and to observe me work through this, because he intuitively knows that emotions flow through waves, right? They come and go. He's never sad forever. He's never tired forever. Kids intuitively understand that emotions are waves and they will come and they will go. And we give them space to feel them. They move through kids, right? That's something for us to learn from them, right? Like, they're okay displaying these big emotions until we subconsciously or unconsciously teach them to suppress. So maybe we take a note in an appropriate fashion and feel our emotions, let them move through us so we can move back to a state of alignment. And I just, now looking back at last night, it's like the lesson for me is to just be, because it's hard sometimes when you want to show up for one kid, show up for the other kid, and show up for yourself and your marriage at the same time, right? And we can't always do that. We can't. So being present in this very moment. What am I feeling right now? Who am I in front of? I was in front of Kai. It was just him and I downstairs eating dinner. And I realized how much I was pinging to Naya crying upstairs. And I had to stop and just say, be here with Kai right now. I cannot physically extend my energy to everyone else in this moment. I have to hold space for myself, and I'm gonna hold space for Kai because we're together and we can have an impactful, meaningful, conscious moment together, and my husband can care for Naya. So that is such a hard practice. It's such a hard practice, right? Because we want to fix it. We want everybody to be happy all the time, but the reality is other people need to go through their emotional processes too. And it's okay if it makes you uncomfortable, right? We've got to learn to hold our own power and remain in our own energy, even if things are falling apart externally in the moment, because it's all going to come back and be okay. We are going to be okay. The kid's going to be okay. Our husband's going to be okay. Our partner is going to be okay. So I just wanted to share this because I thought it was a powerful teaching moment for myself, something I want to integrate, embody, and remember. And I thought that maybe this would be impactful and powerful for you as well, as you either enter into the realm of conscious parenting, or if you're well on your way and it's just this reminder to keep going, keep realigning, keep showing up for yourself so that we can show up for our kiddos. If you have any questions or comments, or if you're interested in any of my programs, I will drop a link below where you can either invest in coaching with me or one of my programs. I am sending you so much love. Thank you for watching.